Donald Trump is causing all sorts of problems within the Republican Party thanks to comments he made last week during an interview with Candace Owens, where Donald Trump corrected her when she tried to, downplay the vaccines, and Trump said, no, vaccines are good. I developed those, and then he encouraged people to get the vaccine, and by the way, that was the second time in 1 week where Donald Trump had encouraged people to get the vaccine. So a couple days later, after stewing on this for quite some time, Candace Owens decided she needed to, quote, correct the record. So she puts out a little video explaining away why, of course, Donald Trump is encouraging people to get the vaccines. Take a look at this absolutely idiotic rationale from Candace Owens. Here it is.
Are good, and he believes that because he comes from a generation, like, people, you oftentimes forget like how old Trump is. He comes from a generation, I've seen other people that are older have the exact same perspective. Like, they came from a time before TV, before internet, before being able to conduct their independent research, and everything that they read in a newspaper that was pitched to them, like, they believed that was a reality. And one of those things was, this push for vaccines and believing that people were going to die without vaccines. And so I believe that his support of the vaccine is genuine and it's not based in any corruption at all. I think he actually believes those things. And people that are saying, how is he ignoring all the people that are being injured? And, people are sending Rumble videos and all of these, websites, obscure websites. I believe also that he only reads the mainstream media news. Believe it or not, I do not believe that Trump reads or partakes in any other news sources. I don't.
So your issue with Donald Trump is that he's not consuming enough fake news? That, oh no, he's only reading the New York Times and the Washington Post and watching cable news. He's not spending enough time on dailyeagle.net reading about how horrible the vaccines are. Like, this is absolutely idiotic, not just because of her, trying to explain away what Trump did, but the fact that she's mad that he's not consuming this fake news. Because after all, here's her real fear, not that people will get vaccinated. Her fear is that Donald Trump not reading these alternative websites, not tuning into these other idiotic networks, is going to come back and hurt her. She is afraid that Trump's audience will do as he does and say, oh, well, if Trump doesn't read these things, I shouldn't read these things. If he's not going to this website, I shouldn't go to this website. If he's only consuming Washington Post and New York Times, then perhaps that's the news I should also be consuming so that I can continue to be like Donald Trump. And unfortunately for Candace, her rationale there is also completely faulty. We know that the number one spreaders of misinformation on social media, including about the vaccines, are the older demographics. She says old people don't know how to use the internet. And you're right about that. Because they're the ones sharing most of the misinformation coming from the idiotic websites that you're mad that Trump's not reading. That's what's going on here, Candace. Young people like yourself aren't actually buying into this. I know you have because you think it's good for business. But the rest of your generation, my generation, we're not buying into that the same way that the elderly population, your moms and dads, your aunts and uncles on Facebook sharing it every day. We're not doing that. And that's what Candace is worried about. She knows that she needs that. She knows she has to promote these alternative news websites because if she doesn't, well, when her audience finally kicks the bucket, possibly from COVID, if she continues to encourage them to not protect themselves, then she has no audience. And if she has no audience, then she ceases to exist in the eyes of the public. One of today's video sponsors is Magic Spoon cereal. Look, we're all trying to eat better, but healthy breakfast doesn't have to be boring. Magic Spoon has the amazing flavors that you love, but without all the bad stuff. And it's amazing as a midnight snack right before bed, too. Magic Spoon has 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. And there's only 140 calories per serving. It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low-carb. And you can build your own box. Available flavors to build your very own custom bundle include cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, blueberry, cinnamon, cookies and cream, and maple waffle. And those last 2 flavors are now available permanently after having such a great reception from customers. So go to magicspoon.com/ROF to grab a custom bundle of cereal and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code ROF at checkout to save $5 off your order. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product that it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember, get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/ROF and use the code ROF to save $5.